Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome to Surviving Mars. I've been looking forward to this game for quite a while, especially since I've been playing Kerbal Space Program by now for about, I think, 600 to 800 hours. So rocketry, surviving, exploring, these are definitely things that have my interest. Now, it's not so much a military strategy game, this one, as it is one of pure space survival and settling a new colony on Mars and seeing if you can get that operational. I've done a bit of the tutorial. This is the first playthrough that I'm doing, which means I'm going to be making a lot of mistakes, and a lot of you might be cringing, especially if you're seeing this at a later date, going, oh my god, why are you making all these mistakes? First playthrough, here to learn. That's the plan. So, let's get up with a new game. Alright, we have the capability of picking a lot of different sponsors. As they say here in the tooltip, the patron country or organization standing behind this Mars mission. It grants funding, research and other benefits to the colony. Now the one that I have right now is the International Mars Mission, and you can have all sorts of different sponsors. As you can see, the International Mars Mission is the first one. We can have the USA. You have fewer starting rockets, but they have a larger rocket payload, 70,000 versus I think the 7. Oh, sorry, this one also has that benefit. I suppose the standard one's going to be 50,000 kilograms of supplies. The Blue Sun Corporation can buy applicants with funding. Additional rockets are significantly cheaper. Probes can discover deep rare metal deposits. We have China. Passenger rockets carry 10 additional colonists. That's very handy. Applicants are generated twice as fast. India. Building costs reduced by 20%, and they start with low G engineering, which unlocks the medium dome right from the start. Europe. 5 extra starting technologies. That seems like a large boost. Gain funding every time tech is researched. Gain double if it's a breakthrough tech. Next we have Space Y. Of course this is supposed to be Space X. Starting rockets 5, difficulty normal. Drone hubs start with additional drones. I suppose those are going to be Teslas then. And they have a 50% cheaper advanced resources. Okay. Church of the New Ark. Colonist has the religious trait. Birth rate is doubled. Alright. Russia. Bonus tech starts with fueled extractors. The upgrade is free. These guys are definitely looking towards sending more rockets up. Rockets have an extended travel time though. Paradox Interactive. This one is classed as hard. Discover more breakthrough anomalies. Researching a breakthrough tech grants applicants, and rockets require more fuel. Great, or we can go random. I'm gonna go with Europe. I am from Europe, so I might as well see if I can get this thing to work. So we have 5 extra starting techs, and we get more funding when we research a new tech. Next, Commander Profile. These also grant quite a few bonuses. The one that I have right now is the Rocket Scientist. I mean, this means that I start with an extra rocket. That could come in handy considering I only have 3. Bonus Technology, CO2 jet propulsion, unlocks the shuttle hub and long-range transportation. From what I've played so far, this is more of a longer-term goal. So I'm not really going to look into that one too much. The Inventor. Drones are gradually optimized to work and construct faster until Sol 100. And they get the autonomous hubs, which means they don't have to research that. Oligarch, more fuel production, and they get arcology. Hydro Engineer starts with water deposit revealed. Domes consume less water and I can use water reclamation. Doctor, comfort level for birth is lowered and they get stem reconstruction, so longer lifespan. Psychologist. Colonists recover 5 additional sanity when resting in their homes. Politician. Martian parents. It grants tech. Okay. Futurist. Breakthrough techs are researched 30% faster and you can get the autonomous sensors as a bonus tech. Ecologist. Service comforts of decorations increased by 10. And they can get the hanging gardens. The astrogeologist. Starts with a rare metal deposit revealed. That's going to be quite handy. Metal is very much key in this game. Extractor production increased by 10%, and they can get the bonus tech deep scanning. or that's what they start with. It allows with scanning of sectors from deep deposits, or the rocket scientist. I'm going to go with the astrogeologist. Next, the colony logo. I believe that you can also get your own logo up there, but for now, I don't know. Final countdown, that's what we're going to go with. Mystery selects an active storyline for this playthrough. I'm going to go with random. I haven't seen any of these stories yet, so I have no idea what's going to be happening. Moving on, we can get our first rocket to Mars and indicate what exactly we need this thing to be transporting. What you have are prefab buildings. These are things that you can quickly deploy, and some buildings require these prefab building parts in order to build them. I'm going to have one RC Explorer, a bunch of drones. I won't have an RC Rover, so I'm going to be limited to what I can get in the field, or what I can use, or actually, let me not go to that much. You have these little drones, these ones. They build everything, they mine everything, but they need to be controlled by something. And an RC Rover can do that, but you can also do that through drone control hubs. An RC Explorer is definitely key. These things research or actually survey anomalies which might turn into deposits, so resources. I'm going to start it with no concrete, no metals, no food. I'm going to have polymers, machine parts, electronics, and a few orbital probes. Yeah, this is what we're going to go with. I can rename this thing. Now, this is currently named after the Ariane rockets that the Europe space program mostly uses. Of course, this is going to be the Stealth 1. Although you could argue, how stealthy is a rocket ever going to be? Alright, next. Select a landing spot. We have here are quite a few metal resources, some concrete and some water. We have dust devils. Contaminated buildings require maintenance and may malfunction. Oh joy. Lots and lots of cold caves. They last several... cold waves. They last several sols, increasing the power consumption of vehicles, drones, and many field buildings. That doesn't sound too good. Also, a slight risk of meteors. Now, these things are preset landing spots, pretty much. So this is Arabia Terra. We have Margaretifer Alpha. High amount of metals, high amount of concrete, high water, low dust storms, medium to high risk of meteors. They do, however, provide me with additional resources if they actually smash something. Then here we have less concrete. I think I'm going to go with this building spot. Or landing spot, Margaretifer Alpha. Difficulty bonus 230%, Xanthi Alpha. I think that... yeah, this has to do with the threat level and the available resources. We have a few down here. Aeonia Alpha. Difficulty bonus 145%. Low threats, medium metal, high concrete, and high water. What else can we get? 155 for Serenum Beta. Elysium Beta. I like Elysium Beta. It has high metals, high concrete, pretty high water, and low threats. This one's slightly less interesting. Chimeria Alpha. That's a bit low on metals for my taste. And the other one that I had was Margaretifer. I'm gonna try Margaretifer. Go. I'm really, really excited about this game. I'm really looking forward to seeing if I can get a colony up and going. Okay, what we have here is the map. This is the entire area that I can start building in. At least that I can build in eventually. Right now, I only have this sector scanned. I know that there's a bunch of metals. I know that there's a pretty large buildable area. We have a nice amount of concrete there and a pretty decent amount of rare materials. And I can scan some more. I have these orbital probes. I'm not really going to use these just yet. So we're gonna head in here. Sorry, we're gonna head in here. There you go. And here comes the Stealth 1. Now, what I have over here is the concrete. We have the underground rare materials over there. And further rare materials here. And these little rocks that you can see, those are the metal deposits. Those are the metals that you can mine and then turn into buildings or anything that you might need. Let's see, for future planning, I can have a dome somewhere over here. Yes. So that means that I should stop scrolling out that far. I'm going to land the rocket here and see if I can get these things going. Let's see, overlaps with the deposit. Touchdown. Look at that beauty. I don't really like this color scheme. We're going to adjust that ASAP. There we go. The Stealth 1 has landed, and look at what we have coming out of it. The rovers. This is the survey rover, the RCO Explorer. And after that we have a whole bunch of these tiny drones. These are our actual workforce until we get colonists. These are the guys that are going to be doing the legwork and producing resources, building up stuff, and getting my colony going. Now, first few things that I need to do is make sure that I can store some actual stuff. In order to do that, we're going to have to build a couple of storages. I'm going to go with a couple of universal depots. And this is where basically my storage depot is going to be. This is where all the various resources get stored. What I also want to have is some power. We're going to have a power plant, as it were. So you can go with either solar panels, large solar panels, wind turbine, or the Stirling generator. I don't believe I have this one yet. It's not researched. So I'm going to go with a couple of large solar panels. And let's see, where can we deploy that? I'm going to deploy these more or less around this area here. Hang on, is that metal? It's just a big rock. A few more. Hold shift. And we're going to have to draw power lines between these. So that's one. Now we need some power cables to make sure they're actually hooked up. Next, what I want to start building over here is a concrete extractor. With that one, I can actually get the concrete that I'm going to need for extra buildings. So concrete extractor goes over here. That thing is going to need power. So we're going to extend the power cables a little bit around here. Like that. Alright, this is something that my drones can start working on right now. Next order of business is going to be to get water. And at the moment I don't have any water just yet. First though, let's select a research project. As you can see, I started out with a lot more research than most. Normally I start with these first 5, which is water reclamation. I have advanced Martian engines. The scarcity of Martian-made rocket fuel options has made for our first true contribution towards rocket efficiency. Next, we have drones and rovers move 25% faster. That is researched. Or sorry,
research.
I'm not actually saying this right. They are available for research. I know what this is, but I haven't researched it yet. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go.
Research.
Subsurface heating allows for the subsurface heater, increases the local temperature in cold areas and protects nearby buildings from cold waves. And I suppose that this is not something that you're going to have in every playthrough, because it's going to be depending on where you start. Then we have Live from Mars. More applicants will start to appear on Earth, and we can research a few additional options. First, I'm gonna get this one. Rovers and drones move 25% faster. And let's see, Q for research. Rockets and shuttles require less fuel. That's a bit further down the line. But yeah, let's get that going in the next slot. So this is a research queue. Then I want water reclamation. Actually, we're gonna do it in the reverse order. 2, 3. Subsurface heating, not yet. Fungal farm. Transport optimization. Yeah, that'll do. Now I can outsource these things. And for $200 million in funding, I can get 1,000 points of science and next 5 souls. A soul is a day. So, this thing is going to cost me 1,000 research points. And from my sponsor I get 400 per, I believe, day per soul. Or is this a year? I'm not exactly sure. I can outsource it and see my available funding very, very quickly diminish. So that's not really going to be something that I want to do. I just want to have these things get researched. Yeah, Martian days consist of 25 Earth hours. So 1 soul is 1 day, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, as you can see, my little drones are happily moving around. And they are offloading the stuff that they have in the Stealth 1. Please change that skin. There we go. We have the stuff that is currently inside the Stealth 1 rocket. And you can see we have the advanced resources. These are being offloaded here. Now eventually, when I have enough fuel, I can send this thing home and use it as a new rocket to deliver additional fuel, or sorry, additional resources as I need them, colonists, buildings, whatever. Lots and lots of different things that I can do. In the meanwhile, one of these little guys is building up my solar panels and working towards getting this power cable up and running. And one of them, if not 2 of them, yep, they need the, yeah, they're mining the metals that they need to get these power lines going. So that's what you can see them doing right now. Gotta love this. There we go. Here's a new one. He's gonna come in, mine some metal, and once he's done mining, he moves over, like his little buddy over here, and drops off the power cable. So that the power cable is going to then eventually, once this gets built, reach the concrete extractor. Now the goal over here is to get the dome operational. This is the basic dome. It's a small dome suited for the early days of the colony. It requires 80 concrete, 20 metal and 10 polymers. I need to be very, very careful with the amount of polymers that I have, because I only have, at the moment, 15 of them. I do not produce them. I can start to produce them, but that is a little bit further down the line, and I don't even have the tech to build them just yet. So I first need to research that, and then I can build it. Let's see, what does it take to get that done? Where is that? Physics, engineering. Well, we're just gonna have to wait for that. Anyway, I need to get the dome going eventually. And with the dome, I can then, once this is built, I can then inside the dome put up living quarters, nurseries, playgrounds, schools and research labs. And these things are all going to help me with additional research, as for example this building. These are going to cultivate perks in children through special nurturing programs, and they provide playing as a service. And then you have dome services. These are going to be again built, if I'm not mistaken, inside the dome. Diners, infirmaries, open air gym, casino complex, on and on it goes. This is not going to be happening this episode. It's going to happen way, way down the line. First, we need to get this little colony we have up and going. Now, I think that by now they're almost done offloading the advanced resources over here from the Stealth 1 rocket, dropping it off on these universal depots. And there's the first solar panel. Look at that. We're now generating energy. Problem is that we're only generating energy when the sun is actually reaching our colony. So in order to function in the dark, I need to have a couple of these power accumulators. And with these things I can then make sure that, and I need to be very careful with these because they cost polymers, I need to be, I will be able to store power and keep buildings going at night. We're going to place these. I'm only going to get one at the moment. And connect this up with the power line. Let's see, how many of these? Oh, these just need metals. These are pretty cheap. Now, one thing that I'm missing, or that I haven't found yet, is a way to quickly find out exactly how many resources I have in total. I was looking for that with these buttons. I couldn't find them. Never mind. The colony overview button shows me exactly what I need to know. So yeah, learning, as I mentioned. Alright, these things must be connected to a power consumer, which is going to be the concrete extractor. Once this thing is built, these will actually start to do something useful. Now, thanks to scanning, we found a new anomaly. And anomalies can get, as they say, research. So let's send over the RC Explorer and have that thing research that unexplored thing over there. In order to scan additional zones where I can build these additional sectors, I need to be able to get a scanning tower. The scanning towers can do exactly what I need. So the sensor tower, that's the one that I want. Deploy one.
Reported.
Oh, cable break already. These things should automatically get fixed. Yep, there we go. He's already working on that. Oh yeah, extractors produce waste rock as a byproduct. These need to be stored in dumping sites or disposed around the extractors. Let's get one of those things going. A dumping site. Over there. Drone Hub is a stationary command center that controls more drones than the RC rover. Consider constructing a drone hub in each of your major outposts. Yes, this is something I will do. At the moment, I think we can handle it with what we have, so I'm not too concerned about that. By the way, the power accumulator is up and running, and as you can see, it's now dark. The solar panels are going offline. We have a 103 stored power, and we are looking at a discharge of 7. And with the scanner tower, or sorry, the sensor tower now operational, I can now scan additional zones around me. Let's just set up a couple of these things to scan. You can only queue 4 of them. So this zone is now slowly being scanned. Thanks to the sensor tower, it's getting a boost in the amount of scans. High chance that this sector contains concrete and metals. That's good news, because with those I can then get the further resources that I need. Now, in case I run into issues, I can get an additional rocket. Request a new rocket with either passengers or cargo. These things cost money, naturally, so I can say I want a cargo rocket. I want that to have an RC rover, for example, but this is 300 million. I don't have that much funding. Now, you can get additional funding through sending... Oh, okay, never mind. Back, close. You can get additional funding by sending back exports. And these exports are the rare minerals. These things. Rare metals. And where do we have... Yeah, no, sorry, that is what they want me to send back. Rare metals. If I can send those things back, I'm going to get additional materials or additional funding. Also, I get, if I'm not mistaken, funding simply through researching new stuff. So getting that research going and continuing the research is very important. We just completed 1. We have the drone speed upgrade. Now working on the water reclamation. Let's see, we're doing okay on metals. Let's speed it up a little bit. The amount of metals, as you can see, are being dropped off here. They're also shipping concrete here every now and then. And eventually you're going to have to get a few more of these drones going. I believe that my current cap for the drones is about 80. Not exactly sure. So yeah, let's get the RC Explorer back. I don't think it's actually doing anything there because it already researched or surveyed the anomaly. So that's fine. What I want to have preferably, is a rare metals extractor. Unfortunately, this thing only works if I have workers. And the workers are the colonists. Until I get those, I will not be able to get these guys going. What I can do is get a fuel refinery. Produces fuel from water. So I need to get water going. That falls under life support. I can get a water tower. This one only stores water. Water extractors are very handy if I have underground water deposits, which at the moment I do not have. But what I do have is a moisture evaporator. And these things can also get a little bit of water production going, but it will not be that much. Where are we going to place these? Oh, it's an unexplored sector. I cannot build there. Yeah, well, we're going to have to do that over here then. We're going to have to link that up to the power cables. And these things do need some location where they can store their stuff. So for that I want the water tower. And we're also going to build that fuel refinery.
Sector scan.
Over there. Okay, now it says I don't have any pipes. I don't have anywhere to put this stuff. So what I'm going to do is drop a pipe from here towards the water tower and from there over there to the fuel refinery. This thing doesn't have any power. Let's link that one up. And now we need the pipes. So back to life support. Pipe from here to there, I think. Does that do it? Yep, that does it. And then to here. Done. Okay, so this one is generating water. It has nowhere to store it. Now it should have somewhere to store it. It's increasing. Stored water can be maximum of 100 points of water. This one is still being connected through the pipes. And once it's getting ready, it's going to turn water and power into fuel. Daily fuel production predicted is 12. And if I have enough fuel, I can send this thing home. It's now currently waiting to refuel. It needs 60 points of fuel. And once that's going, we can then send this thing back without having to buy a new rocket, which is rather expensive.
Complete.
Right now, stored fuel 0.8. So with this, we can slowly but steadily get this thing going. And I just finished water reclamation. This means that I can get a water reclamator, which I believe falls under... Was it the dome services? Yep, here. Water reclamation system. Recycles up to 70% of the water used in the dome. Requires 10 polymers. I still have 13, but I don't really want to spend them yet. Oh shit, we have a power shortage of 17. That's going to be a problem. This thing still has power. I wonder if we're going to last through the night with the amount of power that we have at the moment. Alright, a little bit of fuel is being produced by the fuel refinery over here, and you can see that some of these rovers are coming in and picking it up, and then refueling this rocket, ready to send it back home. Once it's completely refueled, so 60 out of 60, you can then send it up, launch, initiates the launch sequence for the trip. It has to be refueled and any remaining resources on board will be lost. So that is why I offloaded this thing. I made sure that the resources over here are no longer aboard the rocket. It's going to take a while to finally get that thing up and running. Power is minus 17 discharging, but we have 80... There we go, we're charging. It's daytime, and the solar panels are back up and running. Sector 3 scanned. Over here we have another anomaly. We also have a little bit more concrete, a large buildable area. So let's send our RC rover, sorry, our RC explorer over here and survey that anomaly. Let's see what we have over there. Something else that I will need to build, not under there, is the drone hub. Controls drones and allocates them to different tasks. I'm going to build one of these, simply because if this rocket gets launched, I will not have any way of controlling my drones. And eventually this thing is going to go home. Or well, home is a... I suppose you could say home is now a vaguer term than it used to be. Because maybe this is our new home. It doesn't look like much yet, but that's the plan. This is going to be home. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave you for this episode. We have a little bit of a colony up and going, and I probably did all sorts of things wrong. If so, please leave a note in the comments so that I can learn from it and improve the colony as I'm going forward. And if you want to get this game for yourself, link is in the description down below. I believe it's about 35, 36 euros at the moment, so that translates to I think about $40 and maybe 30 pounds, something like that. I'm not sure what the current exchange rates are. I really like the game so far. Definitely has a lot of potential from what I'm seeing. And it's a Paradox game, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be expanded, extended, and getting all sorts of changes and overhauls the same way that Hearts of Iron and Stellaris are getting. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for more.